Voice acting. It's an art that some of us consider it to be a talent, some a hobby. Voice acting is the skill of pulling off voiceovers for characters, those involved in such as video games, animes, cartoons, others in radio voiceover, anime movies, puppet shows, and drama. But what is it really like, living the life of a voice actor, having to pull off the voices? What prepares those people, and most importantly, what introduced these people to voice acting? Here are the stories of a special selected few who are voice actors, and they enjoy what they do.
It's only natural. I am not interested in him at all. Now your true power, on the other hand, interests me greatly. And it's time you understood the power of my perfect form! What?
So, Damon, what is it that got you into voice acting? And
Well, for me, it was a couple of years ago, and I saw on YouTube that people were like just recording things over like anime and stuff, and I was like, hey, this seems pretty cool. I've always kind of wanted to do that. And so I tried making one with Movie Maker, doing my favorite character, Cell. And it just kind of built up from there, and now I'm where I am, and I can do that voice really good now.
all right, well, so you started with a first dub with Cell.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that first dub, with the first voiceover work you've done, if you look back, what do you think of it when you see it, now?
Well, I haven't seen it because it got deleted ages ago, but from what I remember, it's not nearly as professional or even good in comparison to what I am at now with my ability to act and everything.
Yeah, people improve. Well, when you're voice acting, in the voice acting world, you can expect some criticism. What can you tell, as a voice actor, the opinions of people, the criticism of people that they give to your work? What can you tell the people who are watching this, what the criticism is like?
For me, criticism, I like it because it helps me improve my, what I need to work on, how else I should do it, if I should change the voice, et cetera, et cetera. I cannot stand when people just, like, trolls, for instance, they'll just come in and they say, "Oh, you suck ass," or whatever.
Yeah.
And just for no reason. Like, I got my one of my dubs like thumbs down to hell because of nothing I did personally to them. So,
wow. Yeah, so some people,
all
right?
I can say is for people who are giving criticism, look at the actual performance and pick out what was good and what they could work on. Like, don't say, "Oh, this was just very amateur. You need to do this, 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 and this." And you give them some good pointers too, because then it feels like they weren't, that their work was for nothing, and they feel kind of bad after.
All right. Well, people, voice actors, they eventually all start out somewhere. So, for people who have started out voice acting, who have some experience, but they haven't been around long enough, such like like how you and I have, but they just started. Maybe they have like a week or a month of voice acting, and they want to improve their voices. What are some tips you can give them so they can improve?
For improving, all I got to say is practice, practice, practice. If you can, take some acting classes, like at school or maybe in your community. Because I haven't personally done that because I haven't had the time, but from actors I know, like voice actors, I've talked to Chris Ayers. He's told me specifically to do that kind of thing because voice acting itself isn't just, doing silly voices. It's actually acting and getting into the role, and you have to, put yourself in that character's shoes.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Improv also matters when you're voice acting, improvising.
Yeah, and you have to, if you're doing something like improv, don't, make up just silly, random things. Like, try to go along with what's been developed. Like, if it's like a story or a scene or a skit, whatever, just go along with it, build on that, and it's pretty fun when you do it, even if it's not even recorded. Because I've done some just improv skits and calls and whatever.
Yeah.
And what else I have to say is, just watch other people too. Listen to how they get into their voice acting, like how they put themselves in, like I said before, and make sure you match mouth flaps, because if it doesn't, it kind of ruins the performance and doesn't make it seem as realistic.
Yeah, that's true. Well, for people who haven't gone into voice acting, for those who are afraid to, or those who actually want to start, but they don't have the equipment, they don't have anything, like how can you give them, what tips can you give them so they can actually start voice acting?
Well, for me, when I started, I didn't even have like a computer. I didn't even have a computer at the time. I was using my cell phone to record my voice and play it back to me to see how well I could do it. I mean, I had nothing. And then I got my laptop for my birthday, and then I got a headset, and then I just kind of went from there. But I know people are like, they have the intimidation factor because there's people around or whatever. If your family is accepting, like, tell them that you want to get into this, you want to do this. Just like ask them for maybe half hour to be quiet so you can record in your room or something.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Don't be afraid to like get into it, because I know some people like with dramatic scene, they'll whisper yell, and I hate that because it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel appropriate. And if you don't actually yell, then it's just it takes away the energy and the purpose of that scene.
Well, with the voice acting work that you do, what equipment do you use, or any programs, any equipment you use?
Well, for editing, it's kind of sad because I'm still Windows Movie Maker, but I do one audio layer at a time, and then I export it, put it into Audacity, and then I match it up all after and sync it back in, import it, yada yada. I use Audacity to record, add effects, whatever. And my microphone is a Samsung CO1U USB studio condenser mic.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. It's about $90 on Amazon, I think. I mean, I don't have a pop filter, but it's pretty good for its price.
All right. Well, in the future, voice acting can be a profession. Do you plan on making voice acting a profession maybe in your future, or do you have other plans?
Well, I have other plans because as much as I love voice acting, it's not a good money-making career. Like, it's not extremely stable. I mean, you can, be consistent with your work for a while, and then you might not have work for a while. It's not anything guaranteed. So I myself plan to get into psychology in college.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And take some minor acting classes. But I really would like to get into this field because it's fun. It's a great hobby to have. I mean, I don't want to do it just for money. I'd rather just do it just to do it and get out there and have fun.
So it's pretty much like a hobby to you.
That's pretty much what it is. It's therapeutic, and it's just so much fun to do. And hearing people comment on your stuff and all that, it's just so good to hear from everybody and see what they think about what you're doing. Because when you're making it yourself, you can't I guess you need a second opinion on your own work.
Yeah, of course. I mean, more people. They're obvious. I mean, it feels good. People looking at your work, they see you have talent. That's good. That's what voice acting brings. That's one of the benefits you get from voice acting. You get fun out of it.